1 in 8 couples struggles with infertility. This huge problem is something a lot of us suffer with in silence, and we are struggling and facing God with our desires of our hearts, and they're not being met. And we're barren, and we feel like our relationship with God is barren because He's not hearing or listening or responding to this desire that we ache for. I was there for 7 years. I struggled with infertility, and I desperately wanted to be a mom. And after 7 years and not being able to get pregnant, I finally realized I was doing something wrong. Something that I was doing needed to change, because God is the same yesterday, today, and forever. He's the God who answers prayers. He's the God who loves us and has a good plan. He's the God who says to be fruitful and multiply. So I laid down my life and my wants and my desires, and I said, okay, God, what am I doing wrong? And He showed me. He showed me a way to live my life that was honoring Him and pleasing Him. He took away the bitterness, the anger, the resentment, the frustration, the jealousy of trying to conceive. And then He opened up the door of trying to conceive through faith. And He gave me peace. He gave me joy. He gave me love. He gave me hope, renewed hope that was not tired and exhausted and burnt out and just desperate. It was hope that was in Him. And so when I finally decided to look at God's way instead of my own, it took us 3 months of trying to conceive through faith, and we got pregnant. And through that process, I wrote a book, because I know a lot of people are struggling in this space. I know a lot of people desperately want to receive the blessings that God has for them, and they're not, and they feel like they've been abandoned. And I'm here as a testimony, as a witness, to say you haven't been abandoned. And if you're struggling and if you're in this space, believe me, God loves you, and He wants to bless you, and He wants to give you the desires of your heart, but He wants your heart. He wants you to line up with His will so that there is peace and joy and love in your life. So I wrote this book, and I'm launching it this week, and I want to share it with you. Whether you're going through infertility struggles, or if you know somebody who is, it is a very big problem that you probably have friends that are going through it who you don't even really know are struggling, because it's this awkward kind of private struggle until it's just becomes so long that people just have to share it. But often a lot of people they suffer in silence, and it's not okay. The enemy is trying to trick us into believing that we are forgotten, but we're not forgotten. We're loved. And so I hope that this book will help encourage you, direct you, make you feel like you're not alone. I've had a lot of people tell me this book makes them feel like they're not alone, and that God loves them, and that their hope is renewed, and that there is peace and joy in trying to conceive through faith. And I also just wanted to share that half the proceeds for this book are going to go to Compassion International's Child Survival Program. And we chose that not as a bragging way, but as a way for me to remind myself that this process was about my relationship with God. This process was about me and God seeking out His will. I just surrendered my life for His, and He gave me all this information. So for me, it's a reminder that God partnered with me on this book. God gave me everything, and I get to share that with you, and I get to be a part of hopefully encouraging you all in the way that the Bible tells us to live our life. So it's an honor to be able to give to the Compassion Child Survival Program. The reason we chose that was because so many kids are being born and they're not able to survive. The moms are struggling, the children are struggling, and Compassion's program really truly provides education, nutrition, and the children are thriving instead of struggling. And so it's an honor to be able to partner with them on this journey, and also to be able to share this book with you. If you have any questions, please reach out to me directly. This has been a 3.5-year process. I started this book before I even got pregnant, because I just knew that God wanted to bless me, and I know He wants to bless you, and I believe with all my heart that it will encourage you. So please feel free to reach out. I look forward to sharing the book with you. The link should be in the description, and I hope it blesses you. Thank you so much.